let's get into it. Let's do this. After dark, no hesitation, no delays. We record and move on.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Council of the North, number 39. Tonight, I'm not Will, I'm Andrew. Greetings. And I have with me Zach.
Cheers, not Will. How's it going?
Good. Most of you won't know, but he just took a sip of that beer and now he's taking another one because I strategically waited till he took a sip to introduce him. Tonight, we got a rambling episode. I hope you're in for some rambling. Get your paints out. Don't look at us because we're not going to be doing anything interesting on screen. And we're just going to be talking about a few things. We're going to be talking about a tournament that has been, a tournament that has yet come to pass, and some interesting Adepticon previews. We're going to be wishlisting Adepticon previews, okay? And
Yeah.
Will's listening to this right now, and it's his worst nightmare. He's couldn't be happier he's not here. But we're happy we're here. And we're happy you're here too.
Especially because probably by the time people will listen to this, the Adepticon previews will already been out there, and we'll be just like, who knows? Maybe this is right. And they'll be like, maybe these guys are talking about what actually came out. We will not be. We have no idea.
We have no idea. That's what we're going to do. We're going to be talking about some tournament preview and review, and we're going to be talking about some Adepticon. They said there's going to be news. We're going to talk about what we think that might be, what we think that might not be. But first, as always, Zach, it's time for Shane points.
Shane points.
Is that what we're doing now? We're doing a little song.
Who knows? I don't know. I felt something there. Don't know how I feel about it after doing it. So we're just gonna move on. Pretend nothing happened there.
Sure.
Shame chart up on the board. I know you guys love this set part. It's right there. We love to look at it. I have dodged another bullet. I've been good. I went to a tournament. I enjoyed playing what I wanted to bring, so I will keep that up, especially because I think the next shame point loser is going to get hammered pretty good. We've been too nice.
Too nice.
It's going to be bad. So I painted up a trapdoor from the Mines of Moria set, glued it on a base, boom, objective marker. And I had a mounted Faramir Captain of Athelion, the cool armored version. I know I think that's got a little controversy on if people like that model or not. I personally do enjoy it.
I don't like it.
I painted it up the end of 2 years ago, I guess, before the new edition dropped. And I thought, oh, this is a great captain of Ministerials for Battle of Fornost, getting a +1 to its fight back. It's like a fight 6 captain of Ministerials. And then you can't mount them in this edition, so back to being Faramir in a list that I don't play. But I found a shield. I lost a shield, is I guess the moral of the story. I had painted up the whole model. Somehow I'd misplaced the shield. And I was going through some drawers the other day, and I found it.
Nice.
So, whipped that up real quick, real simple, and glued it on.
Nice. Very good. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that model as far as it goes for Faramir. I think if it's like a captain, I think I like it better as a captain, an unnamed captain.
Yeah.
But painting a door has got to be as bad as painting rims. I don't know how you're getting away with that, but
it's an objective marker, man, and I had multiple colors. I think it turned out actually pretty good too.
It did turn out good. Okay, so Zach avoids the shame point.
Next week, hopefully, my primer has been ordered, and then I might be able to paint up something fresh.
Nice.
We'll see.
Awesome.
That's not an objective.
Andrew, let's hope so.
Your hobbying. Did you avoid the shame?
Of course I did. Because I never, ever am getting a shame point. Never, ever am I getting a shame point.
Well, you haven't asked.
No, that's you. No, I reject that.
Well,
that's you guys trying so hard because you just didn't want to see my column blank anymore. You had to give me something. That's what that is. And I reject it. My column is blank. It's pure. And it's going to stay that way forever until we die, because we're never going to stop doing this podcast, even when the game stops being produced by GW. I started building a display board, and that's what I posted, and it has been finished. and I'm going to talk about the tournament that I took it to as part of this episode. So I built an entire display board, another 2x2 display board. I started on Tuesday, and I finished Saturday night. Bam. Crushed it. I did literally nothing else for the however many days that is. Was that 5 days, 4 days? I just worked on a display board. I worked my face off, and it was largely worth it. I like it. It's right here, so I'm looking over here.
Where are you going to store it?
Don't ask me that. There's literally display boards all over my room in my house right now. There's no room. I can't build another one. I don't have room for another display board. For now, it's sitting on my little, supposed to be temporary hobbying table in my office. And it's gonna sit here because there's no room. I have no room. I'm not gonna store it. It's gonna be out in the open. But it's cool. Coming to a tournament near you very soon. But not to. Let's talk about tournaments coming up. Why don't we? Wait, we're gonna talk about that tournament.
We're not done yet.
We're not done
Will.
yet. Oh yeah,
Will. Points.
What did you post?
There's a lot of silence from Will here. It sounds like Will didn't do anything, and he's got another shame point, which, drum roll, brings him up to 8 shame points, 1 shame point behind me. So 2 more weeks, and he's back in punishment zone. So
I like how you're on 9, just like living on the edge of a knife, just like riding it hard. Coasting on 9.
I was going through it. It was rough, but
you had to move.
We got here. I've been productive. I haven't got a point in a while.
It's true. Clean up your act.
I've missed more episodes than shame points recently.
That's true. And you know what? That's what's important, is that you don't get a shame point.
Yeah. I mean, because I got a tournament potentially making it to this Saturday, and I got a list that I'm actually really excited to play, and we'll talk about that a little bit later too. So Will shame points. You and I dodged the bullet. He's gaining on me.
Yeah.
I hope he overtakes me in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And if he overtakes me, back in the punishment zone.
And it's gonna be nasty. We gotta give out some nasty shameless, because Zach, your first shameless was playing Hobbits, which you actually said you really enjoyed, and it looked like a lot of fun.
It's just like my dream list. List of an army I'd love to own and paint, but I would actually own and play, not paint. So that was actually fun.
Yeah, we didn't know. That was the first one. You're the first one. We didn't know how mean to be. We toned it down. The second one, Will played Goblin Town, which turns out he probably is going to paint now and play because he's liked it so much. If you haven't checked it out, this is a good time. I'm going to put a little mark right here for myself. This is a good time to check out Will's latest video. Just went out, I guess when this comes out yesterday. He missed the episode where we talked about the tournament. The last tournament.
March Muster.
The March Muster. And he covered his games in depth, talking about Goblin Town. So if you're interested in Goblin Town or in-depth tournament reviews and strategy, check that out. Definitely not for everyone, but I enjoyed listening to his commentary on that. It was fun to hear.
Yes, I definitely gave it a listen. I definitely thought it was good. Sure, very interesting topics. I did not listen to it.
Brutal. Yes, so check that out. And if you're thinking, I wish I could tell these guys what they have to play, you can do that. You can join our Patreon for free. You can join for free, and we do post some stuff on there. But if you're a certain tier of subscriber, which I'm forgetting now, you get to vote on what list we get to play. And you can definitely submit lists that the higher tier patrons will vote on. So you can have a say. And you can make it as whatever you want it to be, as long as it's within the points, right? Like we're not playing points under, but if you want to submit a list of just Rangers of the North or whatever, you can do that, or whatever another terrible list is. So check out our Patreon if that's interesting to you.
7 Dragon Knights.
You can suggest a
On
7 Dragon
foot.
Knight list on foot.
On
That is
foot.
so bad. Oh my gosh. While you're there, follow us on Patreon. Wait, follow us on Instagram or on
Yes.
Spotify if that's your thing.
Council of the North.
Council of the North. Also, on YouTube, Zach, today we just hit 400 subscribers.
What?
Big news, big news. I literally can't believe it. That number doesn't seem like it's real, but we appreciate
400 crazy people out there.
Yeah, you are crazy people, and we do appreciate you. But consider hitting subscribe. It's a good free way to support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. In fact, it'll let you know when we post videos. And if you're watching this, you probably like MESBG, and you probably want to hear more about the debatably best Canadian podcast about Pillarth Strategy Battle Game. You want to hear about the OSBGL, probably, right? Am I selling you guys yet? Or did everyone just bounce? Everyone got out of here. Anyway.
I was like, done with this.
Follow us on all our stuff, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad. And we are going to talk about tournaments first that have been, as Gladriel says. We're going to talk about some OSBGL tournaments and then one non-OSBGL tournament. The first one, we're just getting right into it. Okay, the first one, this is our main topic. Last weekend, which was only a couple days ago, Derek Satnick, previous admin of the OSBGL, hosted Slow Grow in Kitchener. And this was, it got up to 800 points. It was the fourth month, I guess. Every month it's 200 points. And this was the second OSBGL premier hobby event. Shamelessly, one of my favorite things the league has done, because it was my idea. I really like it. I liked when I hosted mine. Everyone said they had a good time, and it's a chance to earn 100 league crafting points, which is, the same as a OSBGL 100, except it's for the crafting part of the season instead of the competitive part. So that's why I built this display board in 4 days or whatever to take it out there. And it was 800 points. The problem was with this tournament is that I built my display board for Cirith Ungol to display my new Shelob. And for those of you who don't know, Cirith Ungol at 800 points, it starts dropping off hard. It drops off real hard. It's looking for around 600-700, maybe even 500. And 800 is just not, you do not have the tools. Shelob starts getting super outclassed. It was rough. Well, it didn't end up being that rough, but it could have been rough. This was a list that I brought. We've got Cirith Ungol, 800 points, 62 models, quite a lot. First up, you got to bring Shaggy in the bag. Shagrap, because he's the leader. You have to bring him. But also he's awesome. I load up his warband with 15 Mortar Urkai, 5 with 2-handed weapons. The bag, 15 orcs, 7 shield, 7 spear, 1 with a banner. Shelob, another auto include, gotta bring Shelob. Then I brought 1 captain, 6 orc trackers. I really like orc trackers. They got a 4-up shoot. They got Mountain Dweller. I was running over difficult terrain. Also, they have a 7-up intelligence, which doesn't really come into play, but it is something. And then 6 orcs, 3 and 3 shield and spear. Another captain, 8 orcs, 4 shield, 4 spear, and then a taskmaster with 6 spears, and that is to deploy behind Shagrat's warband to support the Urkai. This is what I brought.
Give Shaggy some extra might.
And yeah, you can whip Shaggy if he's got a move, or you can whip the captains for moves and marches. There was actually one game where one of my captains called a heroic move, and I think I got like 5 might back with him. He was just calling moves every turn, and there was an Aragorn in the list. So like Aragorn was expecting to wear down my might, and it just wasn't happening. I was just matching him. It was crazy.
Do you think
Taskmaster?
Do you think Shaggy's a bit of a masochist getting whipped?
Maybe. It's an odd rule. Anyway, this is generally how I like to build it. With less points, I'll drop one of the captain warbands, right? I do like bringing the Taskmaster now if I can fit it in, about 700 points plus. I like to have him in this list because it's not necessarily might starved, but I like taking the risk on the Taskmaster has one less might than a captain, but he can get you back so much might in a game. And so far, he's
Yeah.
paid off the 2 events I've taken him. So this is what I brought. I'll go through my games super quick just to give you guys a feel about Cirith Ungol and how it plays. The first game was against Road to Rivendell. This is the second time I played Road to Rivendell. And unfortunately, unfortunately, in the latest FAQ, they nerfed Hop Along Me Hearties, or whatever the song is that Tom sings. You can only sing it once per turn. So no more 30-inch movement for models, or plus 30-inch.
What?
Yeah, you can only sing it once.
Like, the list didn't need to be nerfed.
Yeah, that didn't really need to be nerfed. It's only one model, too.
Like, it's really good, but is it gonna win tournaments?
Nah.
No.
Nah. He had Aragorn, Merry, Pippin, Sam, Frodo with Arwen, Bill Pony, Gatekeeper, Barlaman, and Tom and Goldberry. He had the whole crew was there. I think that's everyone's exact, like pretty much 800 points.
Sounds good.
And that list looks like so much fun. Like, well, it looks difficult to play, and especially against 62 models, it's basically impossible. Except maybe Lords of Battle. You could, Lords of Battle is kind of an auto winner, auto lose for certain armies, but unfortunately, we're not playing Lords of Battle. Right?
Even then, like, you'd still be good because, like, you're probably not going to be able to deal with the Aragorn or the Arwen, but you're going to get through the other guys eventually through sheer numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess they could probably kill more than. Yeah,
Aragorn
it'd
and
be
Arwen should
tougher.
end up killing way more than you can do.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, Lords of Battle is the scenario that hordes lose if they're not playing another high model count army. It's just it's not always an auto loss, but it's tough. It's a tough game.
Yeah.
But we weren't playing Lords of Battle. We were playing Lead from the Front. That is the one where you have to have heroes on objectives. And immediately I was like, he has lots of heroes, but he's got to deploy in one warband, and I'll just wrap his army. He can't get out. And he had Gildor and Elves too. Forgot about that. So I my battle line stretched the whole board, basically, from one to the other. And I took the objective on the one side in the middle with my captains. They just kind of sat there. Or one of my whatever. Anyway, some heroes I don't care about. And I just threw Orcs and Urkai in his face, and like that he just couldn't chop through enough stuff. And there was even like 20 Orcs that wrapped around this big piece of terrain that weren't even in the game till the end of the last 2 turns. Like there was no hope. Shaggy and Arwen duked it out. Arwen boshed her dice one roll when I didn't have might to strike, and then I just chopped her up. And Aragorn unfortunately rolled poorly. He wasn't killing very much, and that was the end of that. There was nothing for it. No leader wounds on Aragorn. There's a couple close calls where he lost fights, but I just had the other objectives, and that was game 1.
Nice
that's where
way to start the day.
It felt good, but it felt bad because like he just had no play, and it was like Goldberry shut down Shelob the whole time. I was playing 100 points down on that, which was a good move. Shelob literally didn't do anything. But that was the right thing to do. And I should say, I was charging Orcs into build the pony, which I felt terrible about. Especially because I was just, as I was building my display board, I've been listening to Andy Serkis read The Fellowship, which is really good. Highly recommend that.
It's amazing.
And and so I was charging Orcs into build the pony, and I felt so bad. So I was like, I don't want to kill Bill the Pony. Bill the Pony's awesome. But Bill won every fight and even killed an Orc. He never lost a fight.
No.
It was crazy. I was cheering, so I was like, yes, Bill, kill the orcs. That was fun. We had a fun game, even though it was rough. So that was that. That was an example of high model counts being probably a little bit too good in this version of the game. I don't know how to fix that. I'm not here to tell you how to fix it. I'm just saying it is what it is.
It's
It's
just
fun.
good.
It's fun to play with a lot of stuff and push them around.
It's reliable.
You have bodies. You got bodies where they need to be. The next game was Treasure Hoard. That's where you're sort of defending 3 objectives, and you got to get to 3 objectives on the other side of the board, and you got to spend a turn in base contact with it, doing nothing, no fighting, no shooting, no anything. You just have to end your move there and do nothing. It's a cool scenario. It's kind of like an attack defend. You got to figure out the balance of, sometimes you end up fighting in the middle, but if you have more models, you can kind of wrap around. In this game, again, if you can believe it or not, I had more models than my opponent because she was playing Ents. She had a lot of Ents, but it just came a point where I just sent like 15 of the 62 guys up one flank against 3 Ents. And I was like, I don't care if they all die as long as one of them gets the objective. It's a huge win for me. I don't think I killed any Ents. I got rocks thrown at me a lot, and she killed a lot with the rocks, which is hilarious. Shelob was getting rocks hurled at her. Shelob was taking wounds. I ended up taking 2 of the treasures. The last one I couldn't quite get. There was some Ents in the way, and I kind of misplayed Shelob. I should have ran Shelob right up and tried and capture that early, but I didn't. She did have. She was a newer player, so I was kind of helping her and being gracious. But she actually figured this out on her own, which was. It was basically just came down to what can you do to get in combat with all of the orcs touching the objective, right? And so there was 3, and she had 1 Ent that could barge and get in, and then she had another Ent on the other side, sort of a few inches away. And I was thinking she could barge and hurl my cap. She was in combat with my cap. She could hurl the caps into the other one. That would be get all 3 out if the dice go well. And she actually figured that out with a little bit of thinking. And I was like, yeah, that's the right move. Do that. And she did. She barged, got into 2 orcs, but the captain didn't end up getting hurled. Oh, she failed her intelligence on the end. And I was like, okay, well, I'll help you figure it out, but I'm not going to win the game for you. So I didn't. I threw it somewhere else. And unfortunately, that was my second treasure. She had another good play where she ran Treebird into the objective and was going to dismount Merry and Pippin, but there wasn't enough room. But I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. That's like the one of the tricks, right, with Merry and Pippin, so you can like dismount them, and then you have 2 bodies. But there was no room, and you can't really do it early because they only move 4 inches, and they're terrible in combat. They just die. So
it's like a last minute effort.
Yeah. It's like, on this turn, I'm going to get this objective. They're going to dismount, and you get it. And then, well, if they die, well, the game's going to end or whatever. But that didn't end up going off. Just a little too tight, a little too many orcs around. So I ended up winning that one as well. And the last game, well, it was only 3-game day because it was sort of a hobby event. It's an 80-point tournament, but 100 crafting points, which is what I was there for. I played against Derek Satnick himself, and he also had Ents. I had to play Ents twice. And this time, I would not be so lucky. Yeah, my favorite. This time I didn't mind because I just didn't have to fight them. But this time, I was not so lucky. I had to play Ents in Lords of Battle with 62 models. Yeah, I kind of went up. Yeah, I walked up to the table and I was like, well, Derek, I'm going to give you my best, but I don't think it's going to be very hard for you to win this.
Congrats.
But we had a very fun game. It was going into the game knowing that I was going to lose, right? I wasn't like, maybe I can eke this out. It was just like, I'm going to lose. Let's try and lose by as much as possible and just have a fun game. And it was lots of fun. It was really challenging to be like, how can I trap these Ents in like passing courage checks like on 7 and 8s and like trapping Ents and 2-handing Urukais and not striking because I can't strike higher than, well, like the heroes, I can't really outstrike on fight 6, and I probably should have called some strengths. That didn't happen. I ran out of mic calling moves and stuff, and yeah, it was fun. It was fun to see like how many ents I could kill with just orcs and Urukai. I had
Chop
my
them trees
bows
down.
chop them down. My bows, I should say, my bows didn't do anything that game. There was a lot of
Shocking.
times where I was shooting to combat though, where an ent was in combat with one orc, trying to kill my own orc so that he couldn't barge, and that didn't
Yeah.
happen in either game. But I will say, I forgot to mention the previous game. My orc tracker shot at Treebeard, and they got a cheeky wound on Treebeard. I got leader wounding.
Well, let's
It was
go.
crazy.
That's nice.
Super. Second game I was not so lucky, and he ended up tripling me. I think I killed 2 ents, the non-hero ents, just regular ents.
That's still not bad.
Yeah, it was not bad. It was okay. I think I did
It took
18
something.
wounds, including fate. Like I had the 3 fate ent was on 1 wound, so I was 5 there. So like I did okay. But
Yeah.
he killed so much stuff. And then as soon as I broke, right, I'm taking courage checks on
And it's
courage 8,
just,
and people just ran away. I think like 15 dudes ran away, or 12 guys, and it was like, okay, well, yeah, that's that.
yeah.
But that was fun. That was a fun game. So I ended up 4th, but because this is a premier hobby event, you gain additional TPs for your performance on hobbying. So if you got 1st, 2nd, 3rd in any of the categories, you get 3, 2, or 1 extra TPs. And the categories were best painted and best display. And I knew Derek went 3-0. I think he was the only player who went 3-0. So I was like, oh, maybe I can jump ahead of Derek here. For best painted, I ended up getting 2nd, but Derek got 1st. So I'm still three TPs behind Derek. So I was like, okay, but I'm probably 2nd now. And then for best display, Derek got 2nd, and I got 1st. So Derek ended up taking that. He got 1st place, but I think based on the tallying of the scores, I got 1st place for hobby points, like the number of votes that will be calculated.
Yeah.
So I think I'm getting 100 hobby points out of that, which is really cool, and was my objective, and I achieved my objective, and it was well worth spending like 60 hours on a display board this week. If you haven't done it, build a display board in a week. It'll guarantee you get it done if you need to bring it somewhere. So that was a fun event, a nice casual event. All the games were fun, lots of new players, and just like playing basically like cards down, just like being like, try, like think about like this, or like try doing this, or like stuff like that. And it was just really relaxed. Everyone's there having a good time. That was my day. It was a fun day. I got a little as my prize. I got like a rotary LED pen drill thing with different attachments. That's kind of cool.
Okay.
That was pretty cool. I like
Probably
that.
use that for some
train
some
building.
new display boards.
For new display, yeah. Oh,
Hey,
look at that. Speaking of
got this
display boards,
nice piece of wood.
what are you gonna do with that?
I will make a display board.
What a perfect time to plug your hobby pyramid.
Hobby pyramid. Woohoo. Another fun
Oh, you
sheet,
got it.
just because I know Ben Gallagher loves when I do this. Loves reading it.
Can't read anything on there.
No. We can insert the legit copy. But one of the categories is, when you get to it, it is on the 4th tier. No, that's paint a terrain piece. On the 5th tier, please don't build an army of Isengard. One of the challenges, build a display board. So I still got a few squares to go before I get there. But hopefully after this weekend, I will be finished with. Oh no, never mind. I gotta paint a monster. I am really far behind on this this challenge. I made this difficult for myself. Some people out there are just killing it.
Yeah, some are doing pretty good.
So I need to paint a monster, which is on the list once my primer shows up. then win a game as an evil army, which hopefully, oh, spoiler for the next segment, but uh, hopefully that'll get taken care of.
What a
And
great segue.
then, yeah, this has been a mess. You're welcome, Will. I know you're going to appreciate this. We're just going to
I
carry
love
on.
it.
How'd you like your two-handed weapons in your Cirith Ungol list?
Yeah, they were all in Urukai, which is kind of hurts because they're the fight four in the list. But two-handed weapons, yeah. There was a number of times where I was like, I'm going to two-hand, even though I probably shouldn't. I'm going for it. And
Yeah,
I think I only regretted it like 2 or 3 times. I was either fighting something with higher fight, and I took the risk anyway, or I rolled a 6 and natty 6, and it didn't matter.
all if you get the natty six, it's all you need. And if you're
Yeah.
fighting something that's a higher fight than you, well, you may as well do it anyways because they're going to beat you if they roll a tie or better. So may
Yeah.
as well take the chance.
I did fight Ents in 2/3 of my games, so yeah, I was
Yeah,
liking the
that's
two-handed weapons.
yeah, that definitely would
Yeah.
help.
Last thing I will say is that I misplayed Shelob, I think, in every game every game I played. I'm still trying to properly figure out how to play her. There's some games where it's like clear what she has to do, but against Ents, it's really tough. Like in the last game, I overcommitted her and
Yeah,
she ended up dying because she's only got 2 or 1 dice against Ents, and there's no orcs in range for her to eat because I like ran her around to flank, and yeah, so that was something I could have done better. I could have played Shelob a lot better in all my games.
it's just a tough
Um,
matchup, man. Trying to that
yeah,
list against Double Fangorn is tough, and especially Shelob. Uh, so two tournaments you brought Shelob now, and both of them you're like still need more practice. So
yeah.
are we going to see more
Shelob is
Cirith
the
Ungol
hardest
in the
part.
future?
Yeah, I like playing Cirith Ungol. I was playing it back when there was no Cirith Ungol list. You just, in the old edition, when you just brought stuff, I was like, oh yeah, Shagrat, Gorbag, and Shelob.
Shaggy in the
And
bag.
Shaggy in the bag. And yeah, so, and I painted up new Shelob, which I'm really happy with. And this board, I'm really happy with. Um, so yeah, I'll be playing it. Let's move on to a tournament coming up this weekend. It is called Today is a Good Day. The scene where Boromir, well, you should all know this because in the extended edition, the only real edition to watch,
The only addition.
the Boromir plants the banner of Minas Tirith in Osgiliath. Or I guess not the banner of Minas Tirith, it's just banner with the white tree.
Yeah.
And it says, today is a good day. You know, that scene is the banner. And that's significant because in this event, you get a special, unique banner. It does not give rerolls, otherwise it acts the same, but it gives a number of special rules. You can pick one rather, and I'm just on the ball today because I have this open. I don't have it open. Here we go. It's open here.
Okay.
Excuse me. Here are the banners you can take. It is 700 points, I should say. 700-point event. No other funky stuff. Just you can take on a model that could take a banner. You can take another banner for free. It doesn't give you rerolls, but it gives you one of these special rules. And they also added in, this is hosted by the Ancient Enemy guys, Ben and Jeremy. They added in some armies that couldn't take a banner. They said what model you could bring with this banner. You have to convert it. These are the banners. Fourth and Fear No Darkness. Everyone within 6 inches gains Fearless. That's a good one. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Unending Resolve. Everyone within 6 inches gains Resistant to Magic. That's depends on the list, right?
Could be
A
good.
lot of games can do nothing.
Depends what you're facing.
Yeah. I'll critique them here. Okay, I know those guys well enough to critique them. I feel like that one is too niche. I feel like no one's going to
It's not
take
going
it.
to probably be C.
Magic's not meta enough yet to where we're going to expect everyone to have a caster, right?
Even then, with something like this, where you're looking like you're getting basically a free cool rules upgrade, you're going to want something that's consistent,
Yeah.
reliable, and will be used every game. That one, you know what? You could have a matchup where it could be huge, but when you compare it to, say, the Fearless, you're gonna see action out of the Fearless every game because if you break, well, now you got a Fearless bubble. If you're charging terrifying models, Fearless, you got some good usage there.
Yeah,
Resistant to magic, it's a great rule and could be very powerful if you come across it. And if you don't, it's tough.
yeah. It doesn't do a whole lot. Um, the third banner you can take is Master Tactician. Any hero within 6 inches of the banner may roll d6 after heroic action has been called. On a natural 6, they regain the point of might they spent.
I like it.
That's good. That's a good one. Not too
It's
powerful,
it's
but
very
still powerful.
it's potentially very powerful if you roll well.
Roll 6s. Yeah.
Um, it's going to come into play every game. You're going to be able to have a
Yep.
chance to use it. It could bust out if you don't roll sixes. So
Yeah. Yeah. The
potentially
one
could go very
thing,
well. Maybe
this
not.
one's definitely a more risky one. It's definitely not reliable as you were talking about. It's just like I could cash in and this could be great, or it
Yeah.
actually does nothing for me the whole tournament. It's very reasonable that you don't roll any 6s, or you could roll like 2 or 3 in a game, and then that's huge.
Yeah. It could be super swinging. Like if you are getting like two
Yeah,
to three extra might, and this isn't like a Taskmaster where it's move, march, or shoot, the generic.
yeah,
It
it's
could be
whatever.
free hero combats. It could be strikes. It could be strength, defense. You could get a lot of bang for your buck with this one. We'll go into what we choose later, but I really wanted to take this, but I chose not to.
Just not to. The next one is Stalwart. Everyone within, so these are the 3-inch banners now. There's 3 6-inch ones and 3 3-inch ones. Everyone within 3 inches gains Dominant 2. That is good. I think that one sounds better than it is because it's only within 3 of the banner. So you're only going to
I
be affecting one objective.
But at the same time, going into this tournament, we didn't mention we know the scenarios for the first 3 rounds,
That's true.
and that the fourth round is going to be out of pool 6. This could be really good, and one of the rounds is domination. This could be really big for domination.
Yep. You would be able to get a lot of bodies on one of the objectives, yeah.
Man,
Depends on the list. I
secure
think this
or
one is
enough to just contest.
yeah. I think this one is could be good depending on your list. I think we
Yeah.
might see one of these ones being taken for sure.
Lords of Battle's another scenario. Won't
And
see
Treasure
any
Hoard.
play into that. Treasure Hoard won't see any play into Treasure Hoard.
Technically no.
Because you got to pick up the objective and hold it so it won't affect.
Yeah. Well, you don't hold it, it goes away. But anyway, yeah, so I think we might see this one. But yeah, I
I
think
think so. 'Cause for
I
the
think if
domination scenario, it could
yeah,
be a big swing.
yeah. And the next one, terrible to look upon. Can you guess what this one
Right.
does? Everyone within 3 gains terror. Will
What?
Host of the Witch King army rule. I think we might see that one.
Reliable.
That one is
Very
having
good.
played Host of the Witch King. They're the second last tournament. Your whole army having terror is actually really good. It's so good. There's so many times where I was like, I'm in such a bad spot because I just have orcs. I have no big hitter besides the Witch King, and he's can't be in every place at once. And then they just fail courage checks, and I'd get to charge stuff that I wanted and surround stuff, right? Because their battle line didn't come all the way in. It
Yeah.
was really good. This is only 3 inches, but that's like a big part of your battle line that gains terror.
And it depends on what you put that banner behind. Could be big.
Yeah, put on your heroes and stuff. Because everyone, it's not just warriors, even your heroes gain
Yeah.
terror. So I think we might see this one as well.
I would think
And
so.
last but not least, Blade Master. Within 3 inches, warrior models increase their fight value by 1 to a maximum of 6. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of this one. The
Yeah.
problem, I think the problem with this one, I would say, as my critique to them, I would say don't even include this one because it messes with things too badly when you're upping fight values. Because then, like, someone's playing elves, right? And they got all fight 5, and they're like, well, someone can just bring Urukai and get to fight 5 now. Like, I know I still got Elven Blade, but it's like, okay, well then I'm just gonna bring to get fight 6 just to make sure I'm still, and then you kind of
And
miss
now
out
you're
on these other
feeding
opportunities to make
heroes.
some interesting other banners, right? Like gaining Terror, Fearless. You're just like, well, I got to get the higher fight. So I'd say
Yeah.
maybe this one I would like to see not included, just because I think you'd give the other ones more room to shine.
Yeah. Because you could just get some fight 6 elves or something else that's fight 5, and now they have better fight value than some heroes that some armies can bring.
Yeah, it changes the whole dynamic of the game. So those are the banners you can bring. And like we said, there's 3 scenarios that we know and one we don't. It's Domination, Treasure Hoard, Lords of Battle, and then a random one from Pool 6 Day of. I kind of like that they're doing that, where they're giving us some of them, and then one is still going to be random. I kind of like that.
Yeah. It's an interesting concept.
Yeah, I'd like
Um,
to maybe see more of that, even if it's half and
I
half.
I also like 2 of the 3 scenarios that they just chose. I mean, we've mentioned before, we're like, who doesn't like domination? It's just a good,
Classic.
safe, generic, fun scenario. And Treasure Hoard, I think is getting up there for me on one of my favorite scenarios to play.
It's a good one. I like it. Having played it very recently, I like it.
It's got some good balance of you got some objectives. Obviously, you got some that you're gonna get sooner. They're gonna get some, but then it's like, how do I protect mine, but also trying to take theirs? So there's a lot of placement. It's a good fun scenario. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and Lords of Battle is a good way to check hordes as well, like we were saying
Yeah,
earlier. Like if you're
like
bringing
this.
60 models, 50 models, and someone's got a killy hero, like you're probably losing that game.
Yeah,
Or if you grow
that's
up
true.
against monsters or ents or eagles or whatever, you're probably losing. Unless you get, I don't want to say lucky,
Get
but unless
lucky.
yeah, a little bit of, you need a little bit of luck to take down some of their heroes before they can start chewing through your stuff.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So would we like to talk about your list, Zach? And you can tell us in your list what banner you took.
Okay. So I needed, well, not needed, but well, yeah. For the hobby challenge, I was at the where I needed to win a game with Evil Army. So I was like, gotta play Evil now. And all I've been doing is painting and playing good for the last little bit. So I was like, okay, gotta go to the old drawers. And the only thing I really have playable is Rat right now for Evil. And then I start checking the different, because there's multiple lists. Like there's actually just plain old Rat. There's Serpent Horde, Grand Army of the South, potentially missing another one. But I wanted to do Serpent Horde, but just with what I had painted and available, couldn't make it happen. So I ended up going Grand Army of the South. My list is 699 points, got 38 models, 6 bows, which I know probably most people would sit there and think, isn't that a little low for a Harad base list? And I would say, yeah, you're probably right. But once again, I wasn't really even sure I was going to be able to make this. Still might not happen, but this is
It's gonna
hoping
happen.
that
You're gonna
things
make
go
it.
well.
You're gonna
Uh,
make it.
so I didn't get more. I don't have more painted. So hopefully that'll be in the next little bit. I'll get some more, and then breaking at 20, which is pretty good. 38 models with breaking at 20 works out. Seven
Yeah.
might is all right, not great, but
Yeah,
there's
not great.
there's gonna be hopefully a little twist in it. I got first warband was going to be led by Saladin, the Serpent Lord, who will be my general. Mounted him, obviously. Then I took Haradrim Raider, and he
Before
is
you go any
going to
further,
carry.
sorry, before you go any further, I'm going to cut you off
Oh,
here. Soladin at 145 points for fight 5.
D5
That's
and one fate.
incredible.
Yeah,
That is really bad.
he's hurting from last edition just being brought everywhere. But currently, if
That's
they had it
rough.
just, yeah.
Like for
When
40
everyone
more
else,
points, you get Helm Hammerhand or Glorfindel. You know what I
for,
mean?
yeah, Glorfindel's only like 20 more points
Yeah.
or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, he is a banner and he counts as a banner for VPs and stuff, which is nice. We talked about on a previous episode about how hero banners are solid. Um, he's got a good stand fast, 12 inches, but he could be better.
He could be less points or
Yeah,
better.
especially when you honestly his profile is probably fine if you just take off even like 20 points.
Yeah, give him the banner for free or something like that.
Yeah. Like if he's like 120, 125, he's he's probably pretty good. Like
Probably
he's
fine. Yeah.
good value. But right now he just seems a little bit much. Um
Okay. Well, anyhow, sorry, I just had to. Didn't realize how
yeah.
expensive he was.
Yeah, that's why you don't really see, I think, a whole lot of Serpent Horde right now, or in a Grand Army of the South, you don't see them because you at the same time you could just go to the Golden King, who is like 130, something like that, who also brings the banner, has 4 attacks with +1 to wound all the time. Doesn't matter if you charge or not, or I mean, not. I guess you just get 4 attacks all the time with a +1 to wound, while Celadin could potentially only get 4 if he charges. Golden King is just way better for less, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he seems better. But anyhow, tell us about your list.
Yeah. So Saladin mounted general, one Harad Raider who I am going to give my freebie banner to, and I took the Fearless banner. I'd like to have taken the hero one just because, like we said, might 7, not huge. Who does like more might to do heroic actions if you can? Would I roll ones all the day? 100%. And Fearless, when we go through the rest of the list, as you're looking at it right now, yeah, I think it brings a lot to the list. If I come across, say, a Fangorn, this would help get my guys into combat. And if I'm getting my models in, I got a lot of +1 to wound, a lot of killing potential. So it's just getting the guys in the fight is important. And at the other hand, too, Harad as notorious, very bad defense. So they will probably die very easily.
You're
And
gonna be
when that
broken.
happens, you need somebody sticking around. So I think that brings a lot. Terror would be interesting as well, but
Yeah,
Fearless, I think for this list is just gonna have very good value. Then I brought 4 Harad Raiders with bow and war spear because bows and war spear are good. I mean, Harad Raiders are really good value for like price wise.
yeah, they are.
Then to round out Sully's warband, one lone Mahood Raider with a war spear. I have
Nice.
one model. Um, one camel for impact hits, I guess. But he's probably going to get shot first, but it's
Definitely.
fun. We'll see what happens. Then Warband 2 is a Taskmaster. It's almost like we talked about what that brings to the table a little bit earlier.
Look at that.
So hopefully that should help a bit of my might situation. Um, if I roll well, get some moves, maybe some merches. We'll have to see. But in his warband, I got 6 of Brackengard backed up by 6 Haradrim Spear. So Fat Boys with Spear support. Uh, it's pretty good. Just get the extra tax in. They got the chop. We love the chop.
Love the chop. We love the guts.
Guts, the burly, solid dudes. I think they're some of my favorite models in the Harad range. So
Yeah, they're a
they're
good
there.
model.
It works. Then Warband 3. I got Sharon. Nasty. Um, he's got 2 Watchers of Karna with bow and 4 Watchers of Karna with twin blades. So a bit of a smaller warband, but hopefully they can do some damage. At the same time, they might also just die to a sneeze. D3 is rough. Figured Helm wounds them on 2s.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of other stuff like Helm. So they'll probably be non-existent, but at the same time, get some guys with extra attacks. The bows shoot value 3. I think there's some value there. And Hasharan, I like the Hasharan. It's very killy. Big downside is only 1 light.
Yeah, one might's rough. But the Taskmaster is there to kind of mitigate that.
Hopefully. Then my final warband is Raza, Fang of the Serpent. And he's got 3 Serpent Guard, 2 Mahud Warriors, 3 Mahud Warriors with Spear, and 2 half trolls. I would have liked to have brought more Serpent Guard, but I only have 3 painted. I have I have some more unpainted, but that's just how it goes sometimes.
And what's Raza's special rules? Give us a quick rundown.
Raza is fight 4 at his base, but he can choose an enemy hero that's not a general secretly before the game. And when he is in base contact with them for a fight phase, he can reveal that, and he gets +2 fight value against that model. So
That's not
he's
the
kind of like
general.
that's not the jet. So he's kind of like a sneaky assassin, and he gets better against a specific target.
And does he have
Otherwise,
strike?
he does have strike.
Okay, that's pretty good.
So he could do pretty good. He also has 3 attacks, 3 might, and Bane of Kings.
Okay, weird
So
kind of
I think
combo.
it is very strange, but with the 3 attacks and Bane of Kings, I think he could be like a really good troop muncher. Just try to cut through a battle line. The fight 4 is the roughest part.
Yeah, fight 4. Yeah, but I guess they planned it
Make him
being like
fight.
Sillidan's fight 5. So
Yeah, you can't make him fight 5 if Sully's fight 5
yeah,
because you can't have them being the same. Now, if Sullivan was fight 6 and then Raza was fight 5, sure, that makes sense. But that's the big one is just watch out for is the regular fight 4, depending on what he matches up with. And in this particular tournament with the regular warriors getting +1 fight value, actually, it could be very bad for him. And we'll see.
yeah, he could be tying fight or losing fights to fight 4 troops.
Well, that's why I got to back him up with the half trolls. Get them in a fight with him.
Yeah, you got the half trolls. I
They
like the
got
half
fight
trolls.
5. Half
They
trolls
got
are
fight
fun.
5. And there's strength 5 too, right? And D5.
Yeah. D6.
D6. Oh, nice.
Yeah. I believe they're D6. I'm just double check right now. But yeah, fight 5, strength 5, D6, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, 8+ courage. Not great. But fearless banner. Hopefully
Yeah.
helps fix things there. And the best part about it, 9+ intelligence. They are dumb.
They are really dumb.
They're also Dom 2 and get terror.
Oh, they're Dom too. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
So
So
they'll be good for domination sitting on objectives.
yeah. Yeah. So
And they're 2
not too
wounds, right?
bad there. 2 wounds, yeah. 2 wounds to attack. So they're
Nice.
pretty good. I think they're pretty good bang for their buck. 25 points a model. You can take them with two-handed weapons. I chose not to, just because I got so much other sort of +1 to wound models that I thought, you know what, I'm not so much willing to chance the -1 when I really need their probably better fight value.
Well, how many points
And
are the
strength
chain of
5 still
weapons?
good. It's a free change. Just
Oh, I see. You could, yeah. You kind of want to be safe and try and win some fights. It would be nice though, because you do get 2 dice, and then you're doubling your chance that you do a natural 6, right?
yeah. I think if I had more half trolls, the fact that there's just 2, I'd rather play it safe. But if I had like
Yeah, you kind of
maybe
want.
more like
Yeah,
4, if I had 4, I would think I'd probably chance him more. But as it is, better to. I'm playing it safe.
yeah.
So
The half
there's
trolls
a
will be
lot
nice
going
for
on.
domination.
Good for domination.
You
Good,
got
hopefully, potentially good for Lord's Battle.
Yeah, they'll be munching some troops. You got raiders to get treasure hoard to run into and wrap around and maybe steal some treasures.
Yeah.
So it seems like you got some play here.
The trick's going to
Some
be initially picking up treasures, my treasures. Like, I got a lot of dumb people on my army.
treasure hoard. You just spend your turn. You don't have to pick it up.
There's no intelligence on it?
No, you just gotta
Oh,
spend your turn in base with it.
even better.
No intelligence required.
See, there's no intelligence in that statement in the first place. This is my list. No, I'm looking forward to bringing the Harad out. I haven't played Harad in quite a while. I used to play this quite pre-COVID, really. That was probably my big army.
Yeah, you split a lot.
Yeah.
And for those of you, probably someone's going to leave a comment anyway, but there's one illegal Hadram raider there. That's the raider that's taking the free banner for this event. So he didn't forget to add in war gear. It's taking a free banner. Okay,
Yes.
well, cool. So what's your goal for this tournament with this list?
My
Knowing
goal,
you know the scenarios, or you know 3/4 of the scenarios. How do you think you're going to do?
domination, I think I have a good chance. Or, well, it all depends on matchups too, but domination, I have a shot because I have lots of models. So I can play different objectives. I'm not going to be limiting myself on how many objectives I can threaten. I think I would be able to put pressure on multiple places without leaving myself too thin. Lord's Battle is going to be tough. It's just,
Yeah,
it is what it is. It's guy got low defense, but at the same time, he's got lots of killing potential. So it's going to be probably like just a blitz and be over. Like, the game should end probably quickly.
yeah. You want to, yeah, because you got Watchers of Karna with 2 attacks. You got half trolls with 2 attacks, strength 5. Mahud warriors are strength 4, right?
Yes.
And then you got
No,
Aberkan
wait.
guard.
Are they strength 4?
I thought that was a
I
rule
know
thing
that
that they're strength
they
4.
got a little bit of better defense, which is kind of nice. Yeah, strength 4 D5.
D5 is
So
a
yeah,
good defense.
yeah,
You got the Aberkan guard with the chop, the burly,
yeah.
strength 4. You got war
Raiders with the
spears.
+1.
Yeah, so you do, yeah, you're very glass cannon. You want to get a good charge in. I mean,
Yeah.
Slodan's good at killing troops. Like he's fight 5, he's gonna outfight almost all the troops. Strength 4, 3 attacks, right?
Yeah, it's just the problem's gonna be when I come across an Aragorn or something
Enter
that it's like
Eagles.
there's nothing. Eagles, Fangorn, I'm gonna struggle. Like anything with like
Any
some
elf
big
lords.
heavy hitters,
Yeah.
it's gonna
Anyone with
be
fight
tough.
6
Yeah.
or fight
It's
7.
just
One house, yeah, but fight 7, it's gonna be tough for you to deal with.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that'll be like it'll be such a 50-50 depending on matchup, how things will go. Probably how dice end up going will play a part. Positioning. And then Treasure Hoard, I guess could go well.
I think
Um,
you could sneak some in. Because if you're
yeah,
running your raiders around and they only have a couple of people defending, you just get a good charge and +1 a wound, and
somebody steal
hopefully
it.
a one guy in who can just spend the turn in base contact.
Yeah. And then what are the scenarios in Pool 6? Trying to look it up right now.
They
Pool
are
6
we're super
is
prepared here.
Fog of War, Clash by Moonlight, Lead from the
Oh, you
Far
got
End,
him.
Convergence. So Fog of War got 4 heroes, which is nice for playing that game of who's my protecting target and who
Yeah,
they're trying to kill. Uh, and I have lots of models to try and get to trade pieces. So that could be well. Clash by Moonlight. I actually would like Clash by Moonlight because I can't get shot from super far away. And
yeah,
if they're shooting at me anyways, sure they're gonna get +1 a wound when they can. They're probably gonna kill me anyways if they're shooting at me.
it's true. It's very true.
So that's just facts. And then lead from the front. I got 4 heroes. A hero legend, which is good. And
Oh, is
then
he
some
legend in this?
or is he only Valor in this list? Hero of Legend. Yeah, Hero Legend.
Okay, that is really good for lead from the front.
I think Pool 6 is feeling pretty good. And Convergence, I've never played Convergence, so if I get that scenario, it's probably going to be a loss. I don't even know. Is that the one where you split your army in each corner and then move
You
to the
deploy
middle?
on corners and you got to get in the middle, or is there 3 objectives? I think. Anyway, you deploy on corners, spread apart evenly, and then yeah, you got to go towards 3 objectives. You got to go into the middle. It's fine. I played it once. It was fun. It's a good one.
You know what? I think I think this list could fit. Pool 6, I would say this list has play. All this is like speculation too on the list doing well, not me using said
Highlighting well.
list. So I'm gonna say haven't played Harad in a bit. I'm gonna be rust. I played a lot of better defense, so I'm gonna go with a 1-3 day.
You're going 1 and 3, setting the bar high,
One
huh?
and three. Yeah. Yeah. Some good players are turning up too, so gotta take that into account.
Few, yeah. A lot
You
of
of
them are
course.
missing. A lot of our good players are down at Adepticon. Um, all right, cool. Well, thanks, Zach, for telling us about your list and your day. We kind of went over the tournament. I'm going to tell you guys about my list now. And we're going to swap over to this. And I'm playing Army of Edoras. Of course, I'm playing Army of Edoras. What else do I play?
Nothing.
Nothing. We'll see here that I got 32 models at 700 points with Army of Edoras. Pretty
It's only
good.
6 less than me.
Yeah. And you'll also notice I got 20 bows.
Did notice that right away.
That's
That's
pretty dirty,
gross.
huh? Yeah, 20 bows, and I got 6 throwing spears, mostly on the Royal Guard. My list is Helm Hammerhand, of course, mounted, goes without saying. 5 Royal Guard mounted with throwing spears. I don't always take throwing spears. I made a point of taking them this time. I want to try them out. So I gave the Royal Guard the throwing spears. I got 6 Riders of Rohan, and then I'm going to have 2 more in that warband with banners. One with the actual banner and one with one of the special banners, which I'll talk about once we're done the list. And then 2 Warriors of Rohan with shield, 3 with bow. Then I have Haleth mounted, 6 Riders of Rohan, 3 Warriors of Rohan with bow, 2 with shield, and then 1 with shield and throwing spear because I had 2 extra points exactly. And you would say, why wouldn't you put on Rider Rohan? Because I'm not keeping track of what rider has it all day. Not doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm just putting
Makes
it
sense.
do with inventory. Strictly worse, but that's how it goes.
It makes sense though. Otherwise, you're just gonna get confused. Your opponent's probably gonna be confused.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna put a loom band on one guy and anyway, yeah. So the banner I took for this, I was thinking about a bunch of different things, but I think in this list, the banner that makes the most sense is the fight value banner. Getting fight 6 Royal Guard is crazy. This list's whole thing is that as soon as there's something that outfights it or ties fight with it, and you're not winning your fights, it falls apart because, Rohan is basically orcs with better courage. And like the Royal Guard of D6 and fight 4, they go up to fight 5, which is good. But with fight 6, they're going to be like, and the banner says it caps at fight 6. So I'm going to be tying things like elves and Khazad-Guard as like the elite of the elite. So I think that this is the best choice. And it's only 3 inches, so I'm going to have to keep it all really tight. It is on cavalry brace though, so it's a little bit bigger. And we're going to try it out. And then fight 5 riders on the charge also. I think it's going to be really strong. No strength 4 in this list. They just get the plus fight. But I just got to win fights. As long as I can win fights, Helm can kill the rest of the troops single-handedly. Killing here is another story. Helm is, as I'm sure everyone's tired of hearing me say, fight 6 is tough to duel with, unless you got an Elven Blade or something like that. But I knew the scenarios, and we usually said were domination. I think I stand a very good chance of domination. I have 20 bows. I can just shoot. If I outshoot them, I can just shoot people off objectives. I got horses everywhere.
Yeah, you can get to objectives easily.
Yeah, I can jump on objective. I can heroic combat onto an objective, from, 10 inches away. That's huge.
Yeah.
I think I stand a good chance of domination. Treasure Hoard. I have so many horses that they either have to keep a huge portion of their army back to defend against Helm's warband just rolling through one at a time. Yeah. Or if they don't do that and I'm playing defense, I can just sneak in a couple horses to go in and take those. And again, 20 bows, if they're sitting back and defending, I'll just shoot them dead. 20 shots. And last up, Lords of Battle. This is why I didn't want to take Cirith Ungol or Host the Witch King. Those are tough Lords of Battle. If you get a bad draw, not even if you just get like a medium draw, I'm going to outnumber them, and then there's no crazy big hitters.
Yeah.
This list is good at Lords of Battle. It's a low model count with high damage output. Like a Rider Rohan can charge and get 2 kills like on a troop. Crazy.
Yeah.
And plus 20 bows. Anyone who I play without bows, like, I'm going to be greasy. I'm going to sit back and I'm just going to unload every turn, 20 shots. And I won't feel bad. I won't feel bad about it. Not one bit.
That's the worst.
No, dude. No, I'm not the worst. You can't say I'm the worst playing Army of Edoras. Come on. I'm not even playing it the meta way. I'm playing it my own way.
Play with Helm, man.
You got to play with Helm. That's what I'm bringing. I talked about how I'm going to do scenarios. Pool 6, Fog of War. This list is good at Fog of War. I know it's only 2 heroes, but at the same time, I know their target, right? They have to target Haleth.
The problem is if you lose Haleth, it's double points.
Yeah, it's game over. But it lets you bait stuff out, right? Because if I'm putting Haleth somewhere, they have to come to him, right? So I can put them on the opposite side of the board that my objective is on for their side, right? They have to go. They don't have to. They can
Yeah.
let me have my but you can bait out stuff
No
like that.
points. You want to go for him.
Yeah. And then there is still leader kills, but yeah, Helm doesn't die super easily. He just can't win fights against big stuff.
Can we clip that? Because I think you say all the time how he dies and doesn't do anything. Now you just admitted he's actually good.
Let's not get into that. Let's not get into that. Fight 6 is rough, is what I'm saying. It's not just a Helm problem. It's a Fight 6 problem. Yeah, Fog of War, I think I do well. Clash by Moonlight. Like, yeah, I can only shoot within 12 inches, but I'm going to sit on the 24-inch mark immediately.
You can
I'm
be
going to run up
greasy with
there,
that.
and then I'm going to shoot you +1 wound. That sounds fun. Convergence, I'm split up. I don't care about being split up. I have 2 warbands that are both self-sufficient. And I'll join together and just mop that up is my plan. And what's the last one?
Lead from the front. So
Lead
you're
from
going
the
to
front.
struggle there.
That one will suck. That one will be bad. Yeah, that one will be bad. I'll have to
can only threaten 2. You could only ever score 2 scenarios or 2 objectives.
2 objectives. Yeah, that one I'll have to just walk up. If they leave a captain on one, I'll just have to bring Helm over there and smash him, and then fight over the other 2.
Yeah,
It's gonna have to happen. That one will be tough. Hopefully, we don't roll that one. That's one I will not want to play with this list. And yeah, I was thinking about doing like the 3rd hero variant, which is just adding in a captain. But
what's your models count goes down to like 20 something, 20,
28.
25, 28.
28. It's not ideal. Yeah.
No. I like that you got the 30 plus model count in this.
I'm surprised I
700
made it there.
points with just 2 heroes.
And 6 might.
Yeah, it's. But you know what? Going into knowing the scenarios, you made good justifications for domination. Lords of Battle. Yeah, you're right. This could do well. Treasure Horde. Yeah, makes sense. It's pool 6 that I think could make or break you with this list too.
Yeah. It is nice knowing some of the scenarios, because then I've sort of built this list where I don't have to account for certain things, right? Other than lead from the front. I'm not accounting for that. I'm just assuming we're not going to play that, and if we do, I'll likely have a hard time in that game. But it is cool to be like.
Depends on what you come across too. Like you might have another list like this.
Too. Yeah. But yeah, I think should be fun. It'll be nice to play Army of Edoras. I haven't played it in a while. 20 bows. That sounds like fun.
20 bows sounds gross.
It does sound gross. And consider coming to that tournament. There's still tickets available. It's on Saturday in Brantford. The venue's huge. It's going to be nice and comfy. Lots of room. Come out. Get a ticket. Come hang out. Zach said he's going to try and probably make it. Definitely make it. Actually, just confirmed.
Right now, if I want to say odds, like a 73% chance I'm in.
73.
Yeah.
That's way better than a Balrog rolling a 6 on 4 dice.
So it's locked in, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Because that's all I ever get against a Balrog is 6s.
Yeah. That was a tournament that has been a tournament that has not yet come to pass. And now let's very, very briefly talk about Adepticon coming up. And Adam Troke has confirmed that there is going to be a Millith reveal. What do we think and what do we not think is going to be included in this reveal? This is a tough one.
Most likely another journal.
What's your head answer? What's your brain answer?
Probably like another journal. About I don't even know what they would do a journal about, but some sort of journal that really doesn't give us anything like new. Maybe some
no rules.
probably narrative scenarios. maybe some terrain
Yeah,
building stuff. Like
100%
I think
narrative
there's cool
for
things in
journal.
the journals, but they do lack not having anything rules related. I always, we
Yeah,
always, I think we go back. I love the old source books where they had, here's your rules, here's your army list, here's how you could build some terrain, here's some painting schemes. Like when you had the source books that had a bit of everything, like those were cool. The journals are like that, but missing the rules component, I
the
think
rules
really
portion.
hurts
Yeah,
them.
yeah, it is. I really, 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 really like the journals, and I bought both of them, and I'll buy every single one that comes out. But I think it's gonna sour people not having any rules, any competitive stuff in them. Like the what did we get last edition? What were those books called? That had,
Uh,
I forget what they're called now. Anyway, the last one that came out was the Angmar one, and that had rules for models and lists and stuff like that.
that was only up for like 2 months before it was wasted.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still a valid book to use, right?
It is, yes.
I guess the profiles will be a little bit different, but
But
um,
it's no Follow the
yeah,
Necromancer.
yeah, like that's what we need, one of those. It's kind of hard because they've released pretty much every list, like aside from a few niche things, obviously, but
Yeah.
pretty much everything is out. Um, but I think there could be
Unless they do a
variation.
big drop.
Yeah,
But
unless there's
what's a new drop?
there's a few. I got a few ideas here.
Okay.
We
Well,
know.
what's your brain idea of what they're
Oh,
gonna release?
oh, my
Because
my
like
head
mine
answer.
still is journal and some model related to the journal that they are gonna update or haven't released yet.
Yeah, my head answer is a journal, exactly what they did with the Shelob one, right? A journal and a model, a journal and a box, right? A model. That's what I think is going to be, and it'll be very brief. That's what I'm setting myself up for. My heart answer is finally getting around to one of their supplements that they said they were going to do. Last edition, they were hinting at a Reclamation of Moria expansion that is obviously gone because that's now Legacy. But there was supposed to be Reclamation of Moria supplement. They hinted at it. It didn't come out. Now it's Legacy, so it's gone. There
But
was also supposed to
what
be.
if
Oh, go on.
what if they legacied it so they can then come back and be like, bam, here's legit stuff. Here's new ballad. Here's a new Floyd maybe. Um, the other three guys from the Champions of Erebor that they're in this list, but maybe give them new models that fit
Two.
that theme better. Maybe they
And
kiboshed it
maybe
to then do something new. New Dwarf Warriors,
new dwarf
that
captains,
new
Loni,
Dwarf
Frar.
Captains.
You can watch them. My reimagining of them in our narrative Reclamation Warrior campaign. If they make an official Loni model, I am claiming that as I would like intellectual property rights on that. That was my idea.
You're
That's
crazy.
all I'll say. That's all I'll say.
Anything new Reclamation wise, they might have me hooked back in.
I think it would be a huge hit to do
Yeah,
like a Balin, new Flowy, new,
like
I forget
not the
the,
Hobbit Balin.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
like a,
still can't grasp that the version of Balin they made in the Hobbit movies would go and try to reclaim Moria.
he was already too old.
Like that was not a guy that's like, let's do this, boys. The original model that they had was awesome. Like he just looked cool. Like maybe something more like that, only like modernized.
Yeah, it's a shame that they legacied it because I think it's such a cool supplement, and I think that it would get people hooked back in.
I'm wondering maybe I'm on something there. They legacy it so they could come back and actually make it official with new stuff. Probably
That
not,
would be cool. That
but
would be nice to see. No, I don't think so either. Um, the other thing that we knew they had an expansion plan for was, well, all we knew is that they were going to do an Anarian model, which is
yes.
Isildur's younger brother, and that never came out. And we got a new Rivendell banner and new Elrond that was allegedly part of that expansion. and we got nothing else. So maybe new Numenor. I would love that. I would love it and hate it because they would probably do movie Numenor, which is a disgrace to what Numenor should be. So I'll be mad about it, but it would still be cool. I would still like it.
You'd like it,
So
but hate like it.
yeah, I would immediately be like, my dog is whining because she's sad, and it's time for her to go to
For
bed.
Rosie.
Poor Rosie. Rosie
After
Cotton.
Dark
Named after
Special.
Rosie Cotton. There you go. So maybe a Numenor supplement would be nice. What I'm blanking now. There's like a million things. Having they kind of dropped the ball with Cirith Ungol. They're not going to do anything with that.
No. Anything they could have gotten was chanced with the Shelob.
Yeah, it's
So that's
done
probably
now.
not. The thing that's been getting a lot of traction, at least in our Discord, was talks of potential fiefdoms. Because why would they drop a random new Imrahil model? I think
I
that
think
would be interesting. I think most unlikely, but
it's pretty unlikely.
yeah.
I think the Emerald model is probably like, again, the start of an expansion. They're like, we have Emerald, we might as well just drop them.
Yeah, and nothing's coming
And we
after
cut
that.
the rest of it. Yeah, just too bad because the Men at Arms are really cool now. They're legacy.
Yeah, and then they had like the old Metal Knights, which are nice, and then they had the new plastic kit where you had options, which was pretty nice.
Wait, you guys already got a Delamarth. There's new knights,
It's not new Knights.
aren't there?
Well, like back in 2018, they were new.
Yeah, it's brand new for this game.
Yeah, and then they did have them. You couldn't buy them for like a couple
Oh
years.
yeah,
They just didn't have it on the site, but now they're back on the site.
and they look amazing. No,
They do
there
look
won't be
really
any new
awesome.
fiefdoms.
The only things they would do is if it was like you know what, the Clansman models hold up really well. The X-Men models
Yeah,
hold
they
up
look cool.
well. Maybe if they did a specialized Blackroot Veil model, but why would they? You're
No,
not going to sell enough to make it worth it than just using a generic Rangers of Middle Earth model.
no. I think all you people saying fiefdom stuff, you're insane.
I don't think it makes sense.
You're
And you
insane.
know
You guys
what?
already got a drop. You guys already got your stuff.
Ember Hill's sweet.
Hammerhill's
It
awesome. The
doesn't
Knights
really
are
need
awesome.
anything else. It was a
No,
nice upgrade to the model too.
no. What we do need though, plastic Riders of Rohan. New plastic Riders of Rohan.
That's
That is missing. That is painfully missing from this edition.
yes. Yes. Also, oh, this could be like part 2 drop of the War of the Rohirrim because you're also missing the homeless dude chieftain. They don't have one of those models.
Hmm.
So you could
What do
maybe
people use
drop.
now? There's no chieftain here.
I don't
What do
think
people
so.
run? Surely
I
there
don't know.
is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's no homeless dude chieftain.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay, well, that's another
The
one
army of
missing.
the army of Hamilton needs a chieftain.
That's a good one. No one
That's
outside of Ontario is going to get that.
that's a yeah, that's a local joke.
That's a local one.
That was more for Andrew than even anybody else.
Oh, you Hamilton nerds.
Yeah.
Halls of Thranduil banner. That doesn't make any sense. Why is there no banner in that list?
Yeah. Like, it's so hard to speculate because everything they've released, you'd have no idea where it comes from. Like the catapult troll coming out,
Yeah, like
didn't
5,
see that
10
one
years
coming.
later.
The war drake getting dropped. The
Yeah,
new Bolg. Like
that one I kind of get because I
everything.
needed him to on a proper base.
Yeah, but you didn't see it coming. It just
No,
was there. The Emerald model again was nowhere near
yeah,
expecting
it was
that to ever
random.
happen.
The old Immerhill still
So
looks decent as well compared to a lot of other stuff.
yeah, it's not bad. I think the foot model's kind of lacking, but the mounted model form's pretty sweet.
Still looks okay.
And that's the one that matters most usually.
Yeah, maybe a
Uh,
new Aragorn or like a new
New
Elisar.
Aragorn is a safe guess. Like a King Elisar new model.
Yeah, a new Elisar model, but it still looks good.
That's pretty good. It shows exactly what you kind of want them to do, but if they could give them the Emerald treatment of it looked good, but we're just gonna make it better.
I
I'm
think
not.
Elisar looks better than Imrahil, though. The current Elisar looks better than the old Imrahil.
Yeah, I don't
So
know. We're
I don't
here to
think
speculate, but mostly it's just I think it could be anything.
it could truly be anything. Yeah,
Like
yeah. I
if we've
think
proven that they are gonna drop what they want to drop, and we're not gonna see it coming. A Numenor,
no.
like a full Numenor Last Alliance supplement would be awesome. And honestly, I
Yeah,
think the game needs a supplement, not a journal, but a full on. Here's 2 lists that are revamped, or like we're gonna give you a revamped basic Numenor list, revamped a Linden list, also a revamped Last Alliance list, and maybe find some other lists you could add in there too.
yeah.
I'm sure
Give
you could
Gil-galad his
do
shield back.
give Gil-galad his shield back, have a list. Like there's things you could do, and I think we need something a bit hardier than the journal
Yeah,
to
yeah. I think it's
really
about
hit
time.
home. Because what are
Yeah,
we 2 years into the edition? 1.5 years? 2 years?
one.
One
Yeah,
and one and a half?
when it come out.
Honestly, I can't remember anymore.
I can't remember. Anyway, over a year. Well over a year.
Yeah,
I think if I'm going to go with one, I'm going to say I think Last Alliance is probably the most likely. In terms of like a new, and this is again, this is wish listing. This is my hard answer. Probably Last Alliance makes the most sense. They're some of the oldest models in the range. Them and Moria Goblins, but Moria Goblins still hold up, honestly.
you really do, which is shocking.
And High Elf Warriors and Warriors of Numenor
Dang.
do not even close. Yeah,
What is this not a good pose?
1.5 pose High Elf Warriors. The metal Numenorean Warriors, I think, do hold up, but not the
Yes.
plastic
The plastic
sword.
sword dudes.
So
I'm
bad and so
nailing these poses,
small.
aren't I?
Yeah, you're killing it. Yeah, they do not hold up in the slightest. Like I've seen people paint them really well, and GW put on Warcom an article about someone converting Minas Tirith Warriors and Numenor Warriors, like doing head swaps with the Numenor Warriors, and it looked cool,
Yeah.
but you could tell the heads were tiny, right, compared to Minas Tirith Warrior. They just, yeah, the oldest models, they need an update. That or Plastic Riders of Rohan, I think, are the things that make the most sense.
Plastic makes the most sense for Riders of Rohan.
Yeah. Well, when I say plastic, I mean the new Plastic Riders of Rohan.
Yeah, yeah. Updated to go
Redone
along with the
models.
updated foot warriors
Yeah.
that Rohan's known for their foot warriors, correct?
In
Quiz
one list
question of the
last
day.
edition,
What is Rohan known for? Cavalry or foot soldiers? What would and then that one will get the new updated models.
yeah. You know what? I think we're done with that. We missed the quiz section.
I thought about that. We were like halfway through the first section. I was like, I'll just roll with it.
We missed quiz. Okay, well, we're gonna do quiz now. Maybe I'll splice it back in the beginning. We're gonna leave it all in.
Nah, no, we're just gonna leave it here. Just
No, leave it
infuriate
here.
Will even more.
All right, I'm on board with that. I'm on board with that. Okay, so
Because he'll be going through the first part and be like, "Where's the quiz? They didn't even mention the quiz section." And
He's
then
gonna
he's
message us on Discord like, "You guys forgot the quiz," and we have to say nothing until right now.
Yeah,
Then he'll be like, "You guys are idiots."
yeah.
Here is so we're gonna take up the quiz question for the last week's "Are you smart? Are you Zach?" And that question was name. Well, we kind of change it to from name an evil model with Burley to name as many evil models with Burley as you can. And coming in third place was Chris Weens, who we had on last week. Second place was Daniel White.
How many did they guess?
Sorry, Chris guessed 6, Daniel White guessed 7, and commenter Northern Dragon guessed 8. And I don't have the comment up right now because I'm a genius.
Okay, let me give a shot right now. See if I can beat it.
Okay, and then I'll try and find the comment.
Golden King,
Yeah,
Fat Boys,
yeah,
Dungeon Keeper,
yeah,
Bolg,
yeah.
Azog. Does Azog have Burly? That's crap.
Does
Like
he?
we don't even need him. Goblin
Yeah,
King.
he does. He does have
Oh, okay,
Burly.
so 6. Goblin King
Goblin King.
6.
Yeah.
Then we got Shaggy.
Nope.
No, it's Goroth. Goroth's Burly.
Goroth's got Burly. That's
So
7.
I'm up at 7.
The last one, I
Then
don't think you're gonna get.
Is there only 8 models?
No, I didn't look. Okay. The highest answer is 8. Who else are you thinking?
I was just trying to think off the top of my head. I got through Hobbit stuff, and then Goroth started going there. Trying to think of like evil characters with 2-handed weapons. And then
money.
Because I had Harad, then oh yeah, no, they don't. Thinking of trolls for a second, but they don't have Burly, do they?
Nope.
And then I was thinking that Razgoosh, but he doesn't, because he's got a hand weapon and like a shield, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
This is thrilling content for people, but let's go see how my
I'm
brain
gonna cut you off
works.
there at 7, okay?
Okay, yeah.
The other answer. This is a niche one. I'm surprised with this one. So good job, Northern Dragon. This was the last one. Slayers of men if they are within 1 each of each other.
They gave Burly?
I guess if they're within 1 each of each other. I don't know. That's what he says. You know, fact check that live.
No, we don't have to fact check this. I was just curious. I just keep scrolling. Rise the Necromancer.
That is a unique rule within
Slayer.
1 inch.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, 1 inch of they gave the Burly. I'd never read that
profile. That's a unique one. That's a niche one. So good job, Northern Dragon. You got 8. I can't imagine that.
Dryden's Burly.
Dragon?
Dryden, Wolfsbane, the Dublin dude.
Oh, no one named
Burly.
Dryden that I saw. He is Burly, isn't he?
Yeah.
And,
so I'm going to claim 8 there now.
Hey, you can claim 8. You can claim 8.
That's a pretty good one. I think I'm busted there.
I'm struggling to think of any more than that. That's a good show. That's a good number though. Yeah, no one named Trident to this, huh?
The Cardoon guy, Aldrak, he's Burly.
There you go. He is Burly.
I'm up to 9.
But he is Burly.
I'm up to 9. Let's go.
Are you sure Trident's Burly? I think he's just
right now. But oh wait, no, he isn't. He isn't Burly because he's got the 2-handed weapon, and it kind of is a bummer. Because he should be Burly.
That's what yeah.
Just double check 2-handed weapon. Yeah, no, he doesn't because he's got the mighty blow. And maybe he would be too gross if he had Burly. Yeah, no, so I will take it back. I'm back down to 8. I'm back down to 8.
8. Aldrak does have Burly though, with a 1-handed weapon, but
okay,
still a good rule. Okay, so
Sauron Burly?
Sauron is not. Is he?
No, I'm just throwing stuff out there. I'll say I tied at 8. So actually, I did pretty good.
All right, that was last week. This week's question. As I said, I've been listening to Fellowship of the Ring, as I've been building my display board. And I got some book questions for you guys here, okay? I know that no one answers when I do book questioning because you're all fake fans and you haven't read the books. But here's this week's question. Which character, okay, don't tell me J.R.R. Tolkien wrote this. Which character came up with the poem, famously, where the first words are famously, "Not all those who wander are lost"? Which character in the books wrote that? It's a good one, huh? And this is in Fellowship. It's not in Dependencies. It's not in Unfinished Tales. It's not in the Silmarillion. It's in Fellowship. That's a good one. Do your reading comprehension homework. And
I don't even think I'm right here with this guess.
Zach just sent me a message. I won't say if he's right or wrong, but that was a good guess.
It's the most generic guess you could come up with.
I suppose so. Let us know in the comments below. While you're at it, give us a like. Consider subscribing. It's a free way to support our channel if you like our content. We appreciate that. I think that's it.
We appreciate y'all for listening and sticking with us this long into it.
Yeah. It's late here. It's after hours. It's after dark. It's past Will's bedtime.
Yeah. It's when the boys come out to play and he can't regulate us. Things get off the rails.
That's right. We do quiz at the end of the episode now. We can do whatever we want.
There's no madness to the mayhem.
No. I hope you enjoyed a bit of tournament review, bit of wish listing. Let us know what you think is going to come out of Adepticon and review and preview. Follow us on Instagram and Spotify. Subscribe on YouTube. You can join Patreon for free. You don't have to pay anything. We don't post too much on there. We post some stuff. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for being cool and hanging out. Any last words, Zach? This is a dangerous game, but I'm throwing it to you.
Paint your models.
Paint your models.